I'm in Gotham City in a Batmobile. Even though it get crazy, niggas don't talk like Swayze.
I know. Let's just catch up real quick on what happened on day 7. Just real quick.
K-Flock, Kevin Perez. Yesterday, surprising to me, the sister of the first cooperator, Brockington, came to court as the first defense witness, and she said that she'd read about what Brockington said in inner city press. Now, the prosecutors kind of cross-examined her about that and said, like, you know, how do you know you don't have a transcript? These transcripts don't come out till much later. They didn't necessarily say that anything was inaccurate about Brockington having said that K-Flock said, "We got you, bro." And then a picture was shown of Brockington after he was shot in bed with his hands in gauze, and it seemed like a tube tied to his mouth, so it would have been difficult to talk, although he could have heard. I'm not taking a position on it. I just thought it was strange to be cross-examining people about social media likes, but they must have a theory. The case is coming to a close, and we'll be covering it to the end. I think it's K-Flock, Kevin Perez.
As you guys can see, we went through all of this. Witnesses, this, that, and the third. We have snitches within the situation. We have the ops sitting there tattletelling on Lord K. Flockington, you know what I'm saying, who hails from the south side. We've had that. So now what we're doing and where we're at when it comes to this trial is deliberations, all right? The jury is deliberating. This whole thing is on its way to an end. But before we get into that, hey guys, were your armpits ever a little taint after a hard workout? Or was your feet a little stink after a jog? Well, what we have here is a whole body deodorant. Yes, a 72-hour whole body odor shield that can help you out with those issues and then more. And it's called Mando. Now I know BO is something that we all have to deal with at some point in time. However, Mando whole body deodorant is helping men all around the world control that body odor in a whole new way. See, Mando is a long-lasting whole body odor shield that prevents and stops the odor before it even starts, guys. Yes, take it from me. When it comes to your pits, your feet, or your package, Mando is the game changer that's making sure that you stay so fresh and so clean. With its cologne quality scents that were created with men in mind, you can too be able to go over 72 hours without your armpits smelling like Vidalia onions or your feet smelling like Fritos. Now, I wouldn't recommend not showering for 72 hours. However, take it from me, your woman wouldn't be able to tell the difference if you use Mando, because it is safe to use anywhere on your body. We're talking about your armpits, thigh folds, belly buttons, butt cracks, feet, and even your balls. Your woman will not even be able to tell that you haven't showered in 72 hours when you're using Mando. See, what makes Mando different is that it's clinically proven to block odor all day and control that BO for up to 72 hours. Believe me, I put it to the test, and baby girl couldn't even tell the difference. Clinically proven to control odor better than a shower with soap, guys. Mando can guarantee to bring that BO level down to 0 out of 10. With his solid deodorant sticks, spray that you can use anywhere on your body, Mando can guarantee that you're not gonna be smelling a little too spicy during this summer coming up. So do yourself a favor and make sure that you go to shopmando.com and use code Swayze for over 40% off on your starter pack. From the founders of Lumi, Mando whole body deodorant is making sure that men around the world are conquering their BO with one deodorant stick and one spray at a time. And believe me, once you experience fresher underarms, fresher feet, and a fresher package, you'll never go back. So again, go to shopmando.com and make sure that you use that code Swayze for that special order where you can get over 40% off. Tap in Experience Mando so you don't ever have to experience Body Yoda again. But let's get back into the video. Today was the first day of deliberations. Today was the first day of deliberations. Let's check in and see what happened. Let's check in, y'all.
In the case of K-Flock, Kevin Perez, the drill rap case that we've gotten very much embroiled in. In fact, one of the witnesses came and said she read on Inner City Press and she had to come to court. That was the sister of Brockington. Yesterday were the closing arguments. So today, jury deliberation and possible decision. In the closing arguments by the prosecutor, they hammered away. They played a number of videos. In the defense summation, basically, I'll boil it down to one line. It's not Kevin Perez on trial. It's drill rap on trial. He's saying that basically, that they've put a whole form of expression on trial. So we'll have to see. We're covering that to the end and beyond. In the case of K-Flock, Kevin Perez, the drill rap case that we've gotten very much embroiled in. In fact, one of the witnesses came and said she read on Inner City Press and she had to come to court. That was the sister of Brockington. Yesterday were the closing arguments. So today, jury deliberation and possible decision.
You heard what I said. You heard what I said. Today, first day of jury deliberations. Now, they started pretty early. As the day was going on, right? We're getting updates and things of that nature. Because what we're doing right now is verdict watch. We're in the verdict watch of this series. That's what I would like to call it. Because this shit is like a movie. I'm gonna keep it a buck with you. This is like a movie with everything that's been going on. You done had Shawnee Barney, you done had everybody, all types of people pull up. You done had the government sit there and try to hide certain evidence. Evidence like Mr. Hernandez having a gun on him at the time of the shooting. They tried to hide that. This is a movie. Like, someone could sit there and take this whole situation and write it. You know what I'm saying? Of course, using different names or whatever have you, but they could write this thing, make their own goddamn Raising Kanan series if they want to. I'm gonna keep it a buck with you. And today was first day of deliberations. Now, what was going on? What was going on the first day?
K-Flock, Kevin Perez.
What was going on the first day? What was going on was this, guys. They started taking so long to sit there and come to some type of verdict in some type of way, shape, or form. I'm gonna keep it a buck with you. They was taking so long that the judge had to get them some milk and cookies. Look at your screen. Look at your screen, y'all. The judge had to get the jury some milk and cookies. Now, if you ask me, if this was a cut clear case, like at the end of the day, it's like, yo, it's cut, clear, look, K-Flock is guilty, it is what it is, the U.S. government proved their point, and this, that, and the third, I don't think this shit would have went past one day of deliberation. I'm just gonna keep it a buck with you. So if you ask me, that's good signs right there. That's good signs when it comes to K. Flockington. As you can read, right? Update. Hold on. Which one came first? Wait on. Yeah. Look, let's read from update 1, right? And shout out to Inner City Press. I swear, if this guy was not there keeping us up to date with everything that's going on, bro, we would not know what's going on. I'm going to keep it a buck with you. We would not know what's going on. I ain't got time to go up to that goddamn court every day, man. I ain't got time. I ain't got the time. I think a lot of people are just hard-working individuals. They don't got the time to sit there and go up to the, you know what I'm saying, situation. This is what Inner City Press does. So shout out to him for keeping us updated. You know what I'm saying? Step by step when it comes to this, right? But first day First update, right? At 11:56 a.m., the first jury note is read out by the judge. The foreperson will be juror 1. That's all. Judge, see you for the next note. Unclear when. Thread will continue for developments. Update 2. As of 2:05 p.m. today. Now you gotta understand, the courts and everything like that, they're closing up around 5 o'clock. This, that, and the third. So by the time we got the update 2, and we ain't get a verdict, I'm like, okay, all right. I'm not sure which way we should look at this, but if we didn't get an update yet, I don't know. I think that's a good thing when it comes to K. Flockington. I'm gonna keep it a buck with you, right? As of 2:05 p.m., only law enforcement in the courtroom, people in the hall. The word is nothing as in, the word is nothing as in. Nothing coming out from the jury room. They've been in there since like damn near 9 a.m. And at 2 p.m., they still didn't have a word. Again, as he said, this thread will continue. Will continue. Wait, hold on. No, it's the wrong one. Let me go back. Now the update 3 as of 3 p.m. Jury is still deliberating in the U.S. versus Kevin Perez, a.k.a. K. Flock trial. Since Inner City Press last updated, a cart of sodas, chips, and cookies was rolled into the jury room. Yet again, this thread will continue for developments. And that was the last developments that we got for today when it comes to this. So I'm sitting there looking patiently, just patiently waiting and looking at what's going on, right? Patiently looking and seeing what's going on. You guys know the course is closed by like 5 or whatever have you. Niggas is going home by 5. You get what I'm saying? At this point, I sat there and said to myself, I believe that K. Flockington just might have a chance. K. Flockington just might have a chance when it comes to this situation. If the judge got to bring in some milk and cookies, he got to bring in some milk and cookies for niggas, then we are possibly dealing with a deliberation with niggas with inside, like the jury, with inside of there, probably going back and forth. We're probably, I'm just speculating. I'm not sitting there saying for sure or anything like that. But we could possibly be dealing with a hung jury. Chat, lock in. I swear to God, lock in. I swear for God, lock in. We could sit there and possibly be dealing with a hung jury. We could possibly be dealing with going through a retrial when it comes to this. Yo, someone said, "Hey, yo," for the hung jury. Yo, yeah, that did sound crazy. My bad. I probably should have paused that. He's absolutely right. My bad. That was crazy. That was crazy. But we could possibly be dealing with a hung jury. See, if the news came back, right, and they sat there and said, look, they have reached a verdict, and we're going to hear the full verdict tomorrow or some shit like that, then it's kind of like, oh, man, it's looking a little sticky, It's looking a little sticky. But the fact that they've been in there since 9 a.m. and all the way to 5, they have not came to no type of decision, no verdict when it comes to this. I want to ask you guys, is this a good sign? Is this a good sign? Is this a good sign for K. Flock? Now tomorrow is going to be day 2 of deliberations when it comes to the jury. Can you imagine if we go into day 3? Can you imagine if we go into day 3? What that would mean is this, right? That K-Flock's defense, right, did their job in, what would you say, creating doubt when it comes to the jurors, when it comes to this trial in this case and what's going on. You gotta understand, Flock is not only facing the murder charge of Hernandez. He's not only facing the Huasca murder charge. They're also saying that he shot up places. They're also saying that he ordered hits and things of that nature. This is where you get this whole Rico type of situation from. And they're trying to paint him as a gang leader of the South Side, of the DOA. That's what they're trying to do. That's what they're trying to do. So there could be some things that they're sitting there and debating on within there. Like, okay, he's probably guilty of A and B, but C and D and E, he's not guilty of. They're probably in there debating when it comes to this type of situation. This is all I'm trying to say. This is all that I'm trying to say when it comes to this. If you ask me, it's a good sign when it comes to Flock. Because look, if they try to sit there and get him, because they're talking about all types of stuff. They're talking about, what are they talking about? Hold on, what John Doe? What happened with John Doe said? Unc, I'm at work. Sorry if I'm not active tonight. Brody, it's okay, gang. I'm on here way earlier than I am usual. You know what I'm saying? That I'm usually on. You feel me? So it's all right. It's all right. You Gucci, man. You Gucci. You know, it's nothing but love. But look, they're trying to sit there and talk about all type of scamming charges, all type of son sat there and ordered hits, this, that, and the third, like we spoke about earlier. But if he gets off with just illegal possession of a firearm when it comes to the Hernandez situation, that's the biggest thing. If he just gets off with illegal firearm for possession, and they sit there and the jurors and the jury at the end of the day sit there and say, like, look, you know what I'm saying? It was self-defense. They found a gun on Hernandez and everything like that, or whatever have you. It was self-defense. Yo, even the guy who was snitching, who sat there and K-Flock shot somebody for him. K-Flock popped somebody for the guy. Allegedly. This is all, you know what I'm saying? This all could be nonsense and like, you know, malarkey. This could all be malarkey. Allegedly. If K-Flock sat there and boomed somebody for the guy or whatever have you, he went up there, testified against him. Then his sister came through and said, nah, my brother's lying. You know what I'm talking about, right? We was talking about this on the last live. I'm trying to see which one specifically it was. Hold on, let me see if I can find it. Hold on, give me a second. Was it this one?
K-Flock, Kevin Perez. Yesterday, surprising to me, the sister of the first cooperator, Brockington, came to court as the first defense witness. And she said that she'd read about what Brockington said in inner city press. Now, the prosecutors kind of cross-examined her about that and said, like, you know, how do you know you don't have a transcript? These transcripts don't come out till much later. They didn't necessarily say that anything was inaccurate about Brockington having said that K-Flock said, we got you, bro. And then a picture was shown of Brockington after he was shot in bed with his hands in gauze. And it seemed like a tube tied to his mouth, so it would have been difficult to talk, although he could have heard. I'm not taking a position on it. I just thought it was strange to be cross-examining people about social media likes. But they must have a theory. The case is coming to a close, and we'll be covering it to the end. I think it's
Now, son's sister, his sister pulled up. It was like, nah, I'm gonna keep it above.
okay. Here we are, Matthew Russell Lee, inner city.
I can't sit there and like, she was like, yo, I cannot sit there and like, you know, sleep at night knowing that he's sitting there lying about K. Flockington. That's what he said. I mean, that's what she said, my bad. I mean, I don't know what she identifies as, but like they said she on it, so you know what I'm saying? Like, it said she as far as I'm concerned. She went up there, totally dismantled the snitch's story. Said there was no way that he could have sat there and said that or whatever have you. We was there. We seen what was going on with him during the shooting thing. There's no way. There's no way. There's no way. Get away. She basically said get away to her own brother. He snitched on K. Flock, allegedly, because this all could be nonsense. This all could be nonsense and malarkey. Allegedly. He snitched on K. Flock, allegedly. And then she turned around and snitched on her own brother. It's the battle of the Brockingtons. The battle of the Brockingtons. Can you imagine Thanksgiving this year? Can you imagine the 4th of July this year, gang? Can you imagine when they all link up? When they all link up, can you imagine? Can you imagine? So there's a whole like inner turmoil that's going on with the whole Brockington family when it comes to him trying to take the stand and testify against K. Flock. Not only that, the government also has, not the government, the defense also has evidence of them trying to paint K. Flock. Trying to block the testimonies that's painting K. Flock in a good light. This is what's going on right now. So look, if you guys want to sit there and say like, you know, Swayze, you just not what would you say? You're just being a little too optimistic. It's because you like K. Flock or whatever have you, and this, that, and the third. You being a little too optimistic and things of that nature. Okay. All right. I can understand, you know what I'm saying? Who knows? I might be a little biased. But I'm looking at what's going on right now. And if a whole day of deliberation went by, and as you've seen what we talked about earlier, right here, by 2 p.m., the word is nothing, as in nothing coming out from the jury room? I don't know. If K. Flock gets off with the murder of Hernandez, and he only gets possession of an illegal firearm, I ain't gonna lie, y'all, he's Gucci. I'm not gonna lie. Because that's just gonna be basically time served. It's basically gonna be time served if you think about it. It's going to be time served. Now, the other charges when it comes to, you know what I'm saying, the one in the head like a dolphin, all of that, you know what I'm saying, stuff that was mentioned earlier and things of that nature. Look, like I mentioned before, Chef G was inside of a similar situation where they was trying to paint him as the head honcho, the main guy that was sitting there putting hits out on people. That's what they try to paint Chef G as. Chef G is a free man right now. The only thing K really needs to sit there and knock out the park right now, I'm just being honest. The only thing he really, and this is another thing, I'm not being insensitive to the Wasker family, you know, Wasker's family and Mr. Hernandez and this, that, and the third. I think it's a sad situation all around, you know what I'm saying? Mr. Hernandez, Wasker, He lost his life. His family, his friends, his loved ones is gonna have to deal with that, and everyone, you know, who is K Flock's friends and loved ones and family has to deal with, you know, him being locked up as long as he was, especially when he was at the top of his career. He was at the prime. So it was a lose-lose situation on both. But if he beats the body, I think we're going to see K Flock home sooner than later. How long has he been in there? How long has he been in there? My bad if y'all saying something in the chat. Like, I'm not looking at the chat right now. I'm focused right now. I'm locked in right now. How long has he been in there? He might be walking, gang. I'm going to keep it a buck with y'all. December 20. All right, yeah, I'm looking at it. December 2021. December 2021. He turned himself in 2021. He sat there and he been in there since 2021. And they want to hit him with like a good 3 years, 4 years, or whatever have you, for these other charges of like, oh, ordering hits or this, that, and the third, or whatever have you. Bro, K Flock could be walking out next week. I'm putting that out there. If he beats it, the murder charge is the main thing that we are focused on. It's the main thing that we're focused on, guys. This is what I'm trying to tell y'all. As you can see right here, right? As you guys can see right here, right? The government respectfully submits this letter in response to the court's proposed supplemental instructions to the jury in response to the jury's note, which states the jury would like the definition of a reasonable person as stated on page 26 of the jury doc. A preliminary matter given the Second Circuit's comment in blah, 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 a supplement charge will enjoy special prominence in the minds of the jurors. The government submits that any supplement charge to the jury should be narrowly tailored to answering the jury's question. Here, the jury's question is fairly narrow. They are seeking a definition of the phrase reasonable person as it is used in the page of 26 on the jury charge. The sentence in which the phrase appears is as follows. Second, a reasonable person in the defendant's position, knowing that the defendant knew and being in the same circumstances would have had those same benefits. The phrase reasonable person appears again. A reasonable person in the defendant's position, knowing that the defendant knew and being in the same circumstances would have believed that too. The jury has already been instructed that the determination of what a reasonable person would have believed is in context of such a person in the defendant's position, knowing what the defendant knew and being in the same circumstances. The only question is, what is a reasonable person? Accordingly, an answer should be provided to the jury that would allow for substitution of the word reasonable person. Elsewhere, what the fuck are you doing? Chill, man. Elsewhere, the court has already instructed the jury that a reasonable doubt is what would convince a prudent, my bad guys, almost caught a stroke. I literally almost caught a stroke right there. Prudent person to hesitate to act. We submit that the court can simply refer to the jury to the section in define reasonable person to be an ordinarily prudent person or a person of ordinary prudence. So defined, the jury charge would read an ordinary prudent person or an person of ordinary prudence in the defendant's position, knowing the defendant knew and being in the same circumstances would have had those same belief. Do you understand what's going on right now? Chat, lock in right now. Chat, lock in. Now I'm looking in the chat right now. Now I'm looking in the chat. What y'all talking about in there? What y'all talking about in there? Nothing. Yeah. Yes. Brain aneurysm. Yes. Almost caught a stroke. Yes. Man, come on. Y'all gotta give Unc, you know what I'm saying, some grace. Y'all got to give Swayze show me some grace at least, please. Please, at least show me some grace. Show me some grace. But do you understand what this is basically presenting right here? What's being presented is that at the end of the day, this is not a cut and dry type of situation. The defense coming up with their testimonies of people painting K-Flock in a certain light, the snitches coming in, sitting there saying what they're saying, the other snitch that's on the other side, he's the op that's coming in there, sitting there saying what they're saying. Niggas need more. Bro, I'm gonna keep it a buck with you. If this goes past tomorrow, if tomorrow comes and they do not find a verdict, we just might, they might have to press do-over. I'm gonna keep it a buck with y'all. They just might have to, we just might have to do a do-over. Which is gonna be like a crazy cliffhanger. Like, you know when you're watching like a series? And you're like, all right, yes, yo, we're about to get the, you know what I'm saying? And they end the series off on the cliffhanger. Like, oh man, but what happened to so-and-so? What's going on? That's what might happen, I'm telling y'all. It might, if they asking and they saying shit like this, if they're saying things like this, I don't think y'all understand where I'm coming from. I understand, like, you know what I'm saying? Majority of the people that are fans of K-Flock and things of that nature. Somebody said a Sopranos type ending. Exactly. Oh, it was good, Rumji Witty. Exactly. A Sopranos type of ending. We're going to be over here tight. I ain't going to hold you. I don't want to say that. I don't want to say that because that might come off as like, you know, a little insensitive to like, you know, these guys' situation. But bro, I need the series to end this week. I need the series to end this week, gang. I ain't gonna hold you. I need the series to end this week, gang. I'm just being real. I need the series to end this week. Drill rap and reasonableness. In the Bronx Rico case of K-Flock, jury asks, a reasonable person then goes home for the day. And that's how it ended, guys. That's how it ended. That's how it ended. They was like, look. Y'all over here sitting there saying this, that, and the third, but we need to understand about what this reasonable person, this, that, and the third that we talking about. We need to come to a more of an understanding on what do you guys mean by that. Because as you can see with what we just read, right here, look. The phrase reasonable person appears, again, a reasonable person in a defense position, knowing what the defendant knew and being in the same circumstances would have believed that too. So what are y'all talking? Bro, niggas might have to do a retrial. I'm not going to, that might be the case. I don't want to jump to conclusions. I don't want to be the like, you know, oh, yo, yeah. Nah, I'm just saying, if it was very cut and clear when it comes to this type of situation in this case, gang, these are not the letters that would be sent on March 19th, 2025. These are not the things that we would be seeing right now. This is all I'm saying. These are not the things that we would be seeing right now. Look, if it was honestly all the way cooked for Kevin Perez, K-Fly, we would not be seeing things like this right here. What's being called the question is those witnesses, the people that's testifying against K-Fly, the snitches, basically, you know what I'm saying, if you want to break it down into layman terms, and everything.
This whole game and that shit never faze me. I be chillin', don't know why they hate me. Don't like in the streets, I be told no K's hit me and I'm quick to react like Swayze. I'm too different. Fuck these goofies, I'm stacking my chicken. I'm chatting these niggas some bitches. We send niggas back home with some stitches.